This post-fight interview is brought to you by MMA Mental, MMA Worldwide and YourMMA.tv. It is sponsored by Almighty Fightwear. For more post-fight interviews from the biggest promotions, please subscribe to the MMA Mental YouTube channel. Also, like MMAmental.com, MMA Worldwide, Your MMA and Almighty Fightwear on Facebook. And on Twitter, please follow at MMA Mental, at Your MMA and at Almighty MMA. I'm now joined by Linton the Swarm Vassell. Linton's coming off an impressive victory at Bellator 114 against Trevor Carlson, taking his pro record to 13-3 and his Bellator record to 2-0. Linton, thank you very much for joining me.
Hello, thank you very much for having me.
My pleasure. Congratulations on not only getting your second win in Bellator, but getting a stoppage as well. Very impressive.
That's what I wanted. I needed a stoppage just to show people that I'm there to finish fights, not to go distance. And yeah, it was an all good night.
Well, let's talk a little. It was a fantastic performance. Let's talk a little bit about the fight then. You were facing Trevor Carlson. What did you know about your opponent going into the fight?
To be honest, I was going in pretty blind. We couldn't find any footage of him. All we knew was that it was like a freestyle striker, and his height, and that was about it. And we knew he had a pretty decent record, 7-1. So I found a little bit of footage of him, and it was just like highlights. So we thought what we'd do is keep it long. But when it actually came to it, he was like jumping around, and it was just like, oh. I didn't think it'd be like that, From what I'd seen from before, was just only a little bit, but I didn't think it'd be the way he came out. So I thought, I'd just go to plan B, take down, and the rest is history.
Yeah, I mean, your wrestling and your top game was what what won you the fight. It stood you out. How did you feel the first round was going?
I was trying to feel him out, trying to feel, like what. See sort of pattern, but he didn't have a pattern. He was either kicking or just throwing a little punch, or I couldn't really figure his pattern out. So I just thought, when he sort of goes to commit for a big bomb, that's when it's time to either shoot or maybe for like a counter or something. But the counter wasn't there at the time, so I just went for a double leg, and I got that. So I thought, while I'm there, keep him pressured and just wear him down.
Yeah, your double leg was great. You really powered through with it as well, which was good. And then when you were working from half guard, and you were trying to secure that arm for kind of like a crucifix, but you were landing some ground and pound. Did you feel really comfortable in that position?
Yeah. I work on that sort of crucifix hold quite a lot of training, but I couldn't secure him there for long enough to land more damage than I wanted to. But the time I had him there, I done enough for what I needed to do. But yeah, to say he was pretty game. He weren't staying still for me just to unload him. He was trying to work and trying to get up. But I felt really, really strong for that fight. I've done quite a lot of strength conditioning and like power stuff. So I just felt really strong on the ground with him.
Yeah, credit to him. I mean, he couldn't get off any offence because of how dominant you are, but he was moving. He was making you work for everything. How close was you to finishing the fight at the end of the first round?
To be honest, I am surprised he held on, because that choke was in tight. I think probably another five seconds and he would have tapped. But that was in tight, and I actually thought I had it. And when the buzzer went, I thought, damn, this boy ain't messing about. He's here to win. Second round, that's when I had the opportunity to do it again, but this time it was a lot deeper, and obviously it was second round, so it was probably more tired. I'd worn down a little bit more. So
with how the first round went, because it was a very one-sided round. I mean, in the commentary they talked about it being 10-9 or 10-8. They went for 10-9, but it was very one-sided. How confident were you going into that second round?
Second round, I knew I'd be finishing him in the second round. It was just a matter of time. I knew, obviously, got out of the first, but I knew at some point, second, is going to submit him at some point. So I could see, after the round had ended, at the start of the second, I could see him breathing really heavy. So I thought, it's just a matter of time before I think in a choke or even in TK or something.
Like you said, he was saved by the bow at the end of the first, and of course it was a couple of minutes into the second round, so there's no way he was going to be saved by the bow this time. How nice was it for you to get the submission and get your first stoppage in Bellator?
sweet, so sweet. To be honest, I actually thought I had a stoppage in the first fight. I know they said it was a low blow, but I'm adamant it definitely wasn't a low blow. But so that to me that was my first stoppage, stopping Matt. But obviously it didn't go that way. They thought it was a low blow, so it didn't go as a TKO. So the fight carried on. But yeah, to actually get the stoppage, it just felt so sweet. Nothing's better than finishing the fight, than leaving it in the hands of the judges. So yeah, I felt top of the world after that.
Yeah, I think it's definitely what the fans like seeing. It's what the promoters like to see as well. So it's going to get you a bit more praise, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And it's to show people, I'm finishing you. So if I've got you there, I'm going to finish it.
Especially making the step up from the UK to one of the biggest promotions in the world. That must be nice to make it even more sweeter.
Yeah, dream come true, mate. I think I really found a good home here at Bellator.
Absolutely.
They've looked after me, so yeah, I'm really happy for my next journey, really.
I think you've proven that you obviously belong there as well now, 2-0 in Bellator. Now, after the fight as well, how did you feel? I mean, it looked like a pretty one-sided fight. Do you have any knocks, any injuries?
I'm fresh, mate, seriously. No disrespect to him, I'm fresh. I think he only hit me once, and that might have been a body shot. But I'm fresh and I'm ready to go again. So hopefully, speak to the boss and the manager and see what's next, really. I'm not injured at all. I'm going to have a week off and then back to the gym and just see if we get the phone call to go back.
So any idea on when you think that is likely to be? Will it be this season or will it be next season, do you think?
I'll definitely like to say next 6-7 weeks. I'll be back in, hopefully.
And how far do you feel you are out from getting a shot in the light heavyweight tournament? I mean, we've seen them do a 4-man tournament. If they go back to doing an 8-man format, you've got to be you've got to be in prime position now, being 2-0.
Oh, definitely. I'd like to say by the end of the year, I'd like to go in that tournament. I still feel like I've got a lot of growing to do in this game, So even though I won the fight, there's loads of stuff that I think I need to get better and stuff. So I'd definitely say by the end of the year, I'd like to be in that tournament and get that money and get that gold around my waist.
Well, I'm just going to throw a couple of names out here for you. A couple of the light heavyweights that, of course, are on the Bellator roster. Some of the guys at the top end. You've got Quinton Rampage Jackson. You've got Emmanuel Newton, who, of course, is the champion. Yeah. You've got Christian Mpumba, Attila Vey, King Mo Lawal. What's it like for you as a fighter, knowing how long you've been fighting for, to be put into the same category as those guys and in the same division as those guys?
Yeah, it's it's a dream come true to actually be training with like the likes of Rampage, and I've trained a little bit with Emmanuel, and even Congo, but even though he's the heavyweight, but it's it's a dream come true. I went to the gym and I see Emmanuel and Rampage there, and it's like, oh, hang on a minute, I'm with these boys. This is where I'm at now, So I didn't think I'd ever be here, and it's a big step for me. So I'm privileged to be with the names of them boys.
It just shows you that hard work pays off, and it certainly paid off for you.
That's right. Hard work pays off. So it's only a matter of time, I think, before I'll be fighting for the title. So
I can't wait to see it personally. Well, congratulations on an impressive performance at the weekend.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for giving me your time as well. I enjoyed chatting with you before, and I certainly enjoyed chatting with you again today.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you, mate. I've got some shout-outs.
Yeah, go on then, yeah.
Yeah, I've got Soulmate Food. That's a big shout out to Soulmate Food. Biox. Sports Therapy, O&T. I'd like to shout out to The Warehouse. Also, Impact, LPA. Also like to big shout out to Lexi. Sorry, not Lexi, Lexani. RBP. Also out to Rampage's Fitness Academy, second floor. And also out to my gyms, BST, Immortal and Wolseley Academy.
And can you let all the listeners know as well, how can they get hold of you on Facebook and Twitter as well, Linton?
Oh yeah, you can also get hold of me on Facebook under Linton Vassell or Linton the Swarm Vassell. Also, you can get me on Twitter on LDV the Swarm. If you could just add me up and start following me, and it'd be great.
Well, thank you for your time, and I can't wait till you step back into that cage.
Thank you very much, and it's been a pleasure.